G'day fellas. Today I've got a bit of a show match for you guys between Soldier and Breeze. So Breeze is playing under the name Oreo. These players currently are in the top 10 on the ladder. We've got Oreo, who is playing on the Portuguese, and we've got his opponent, Soldier, who's playing on the Dutch. So Soldier definitely feeling quite comfortable on the Dutch. It's a civilization that he is, I wouldn't say famous for playing, but he's definitely known to be playing this civilization. And for anybody familiar with Breeze, well, let me just say this much, okay? He thinks that Portuguese are underpowered and there needs to be more fish in the water. So let's just leave it at that. Anyway, so a bit of an interesting matchup here. So let's talk a little bit about how it's probably going to unfold. We've got Breeze, who is putting down a house in the first age, which means he's not going for a 10-10. Now, keep in mind, 10-10 at the moment, very, very strong for Portugal, but it doesn't look like it's the only thing that they can do. He's also got 80 wood that he's left on the ground, 80 crates, rather, 80 wood of crates. And so now just really macroing for that age up. We'll take a look at his deck once he's picked it. I'd be very surprised if he goes ATP here, just simply because with an ATP build, you'd want more than 3 trading posts. You'd want between 4 and 5 at a minimum. And on this map, you've got 3. Now, the Dutch player, if he does actually see, so if Soldier actually sees his opponent with ATP in deck, he will very, very likely take a trading post of his own. And then he puts the burden back on Breeze and says, Breeze, if you want to take this last trading post, you're going to have to come make some units. I'm not going to give it to you for free. And then that forces a fight, you know, because now Soldier's able to make skirmishes. So it's these little things that, you know, players do begin to learn over time and adjust to, you know, what their opponents are doing. And they don't necessarily have a set build order. They're actually able to, you know, adjust and adapt. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that. We should have the first card coming in here. Okay, so we've got TP is the name of the deck. So we've got ATP, Economic Theory, and Town Militia. So I wouldn't be very surprised. So if he does actually send ATP in, which it does look like he is going to do, Soldier's going to be keeping a watch. If he spots him building a trading post, he's going to be clicking on it, double checking what the health is it, or what the health is it, what health it is, with an envoy or something like that, and then probably going to be taking one of his own. So we'll take a look at Soldier's deck. He's got 3 settlers on the way, so his deck is called Land. A bit more of an industrial focused deck. I really like this. Seeing no Age 1 cards coming out other than 3 settlers, so no Town Militia, no Bank of Amsterdam, Bank of Rotterdam, nothing like that, just straight up industrial. I like this a lot. This could almost be fast industrial kind of territory. But obviously got a lot of focus here. Very standard H2 as well. All of the standard H2 cards that you would expect to see. Those 3 villagers now arriving, going up to the quartermaster. Going to be chopping for a bank in transition. Standing by, ready to take a shot at the lion that stands here. Let's take a look at Breeze and see what he's up to. He's actually being so cheeky. He's taking his opponent's trading post first. So what I suspect he's probably going to do is he's going to wait until this one finishes, then he's going to move over, grab this, and then he's going to send out a single villager to come down here and build up the 3rd trading post. Let's see if he's going to do that. He's only gathered 150 wood, so there's potential that he might not actually do that. Now, he's aging up with 11 villagers, so a really, really fast age up here. Even though he didn't manage to get a 10-10, oh my god, I just realized how fast this is. This is incredibly fast. He's going up with the quartermaster. So Portugal's able to do this because he's picked up a couple of food treasures in the first stage. If we take a look, so now Soldier's scouting that he is taking up taking the trade post. So we see Breeze getting 100 food in the first age. Does he get any other food treasures? Doesn't get any other ones. And he's also got the yaks that he's eaten. So really able to age up fast. 3 minutes 28. Not too bad at all. Now with the 400 wood that he's gathering, he's also going to be able to use that. You can see he's got his Explorer shift clicked ready to go over to the next trading post. We'll take a look at Soldier. I don't think Soldier would be comfortable taking this trading post. This is a little bit too far away. A bit difficult for him to defend. We can see Soldier taking down the opponent's Explorer right now, but not having too much of an issue. Covered wagon now coming out. Soldier is scouting this. The town center does go down, so quite an aggressive position. Further than middle map, I would say. I would say that this is, you know, middle map is probably about here. That's probably the line for it. So he's quite aggressive here. Sitting in almost very close to the coin mine. He's got the hunt right next to him, and now that bank has gone up. We've got the 400 wood coming in. 700 wood on the way as well. Take a look at Breeze, see where he's at. He's shipping in that 700 wood. It's not his first shipment. He does have the ATP that he has sent. He may potentially lose his Explorer here. It looks like the Explorer is going to be able to get up this trading post. And depending on whether he does a ring around the rosy here, I'd love to see him do a bit of a ring around the rosy. So don't just stand and fight. You know, just try and run. See if you can get a snare off. Just, yep, do that. Okay, he's not going to bother doing it. I don't think he's got enough health. But you take a look at, you know, the advanced trading post really does a lot of work here. But it means that his Explorer is going to be able to revive eventually when it happens. So now getting that stagecoach in at 4 minutes 44. That is such an early stagecoach. Very, very impressive. Now putting down a forward stable as well. So not opting to go stable in base. I really like this from Breeze. He is very, very aggressive with this Portuguese build. So now everybody's on coin. He's got all three TPs are on coin at this point. No market yet. Dropping down the market now with this 700 wood. And the stable probably going to be dropping down some houses as well. Maybe getting his steel traps up. He's sending 700 coin as well. So he's going to be able to get his full batch of hussars out. That's 5 minutes 10. It's absolutely crazy to see what Portugal can do. You know, even when they're not 10-10ing, like when he does an 11 villager age up, he's still able to age up at 3 minutes 30. I didn't see if he had much idle time, but then he's able to get hussars out. He's getting market techs behind this, 3 TPs, stagecoach. It's just ridiculous. Like, Portugal are in a really, really good spot at the moment. And, you know, in saying that, like, let's look at the Dutch as well. Dutch are pretty damn good as well. So, Soldier now about to hit enough for that third bank that he's going to have. He's got the bank wagon on the way as well, which is going to enable him to have 4 banks before 6 minutes. So that's normally the deadline that I set myself. I say, all right, Drongo, if you're playing Dutch, I want to see 4 banks up at 6 minutes. That's the key. So that's pretty much what I'm going for. So Soldier's definitely going to be able to hit this. He's got his bank wagon coming in. And now those hussars are on the way in. And aren't they so early? They're coming in at 6 minutes. It's crazy to think that at 6 minutes he's got 4 hussars in. Looks like a couple of villagers here getting harassed by the hussars, not managing to go down. I don't see where that bank wagon is. The bank wagon has snuck out the back, so he's not managed to pick that up. Breeze has sort of ignored it. Picked up 45 experience here as well. Trying to take out the hussar, focusing it down. It's down to 45 HP. I don't think he's going to manage to get another shot on it unless Breeze miss micros, and he does indeed miss micro. He's now sending Spice Trade behind this, so really, really nice opening build order. We've now got 4 hussars coming out from Soldier as well, so Soldier's going to be able to chase those down. Soldier also shipping the 600 wood behind this, so going to have that in, going to enable him to create extra population space for himself because he doesn't have enough wood at the moment. He's going to have a little bit of a difficult time. He can't even get a hussar in queue. I mean, your options at this point are buy wood or just wait for this wood to come in, and it looks like he actually buys the wood. He says, I can't wait. So a little bit of a delay there on the 600 wood. Maybe instead of going for the bank wagon, probably should have gone for the 600 wood instead. Or instead of... I'm not sure exactly where all of his wood went, but I'm just going to do some quick math now. All right, so he dropped a stable 200, 350, so that's 550, 650 with the market. Okay, so I guess it's dropping the bank, the stable, and the market. But then it should leave an extra 50 resources. Did he get hunting dogs? He got hunting dogs. Okay, if he didn't get hunting dogs, I think he would have been able to afford that fourth house, or rather that third house. So we'll take a look back over at Breeze, see what he's up to. He's got 2 of his trading posts on wood, 1 trading post on coin. So getting those good resources in now, gathering up the Empress Zoe's cookbook. Going to give him an extra 5 population. Be careful, Breeze, don't lose your hussars. Not managing to lose any hussars. Got a lot of map control here. Really looking good. Plenty of line of sight out on the map. That his TP is providing line of sight down to the south. Going to be very hard to sneak any raids down here. Possible, but you know, difficult. And then towards the north, a lot of resources still up there. Definitely, you know, despite there being some water here, I don't think there's any need for there to be any fish in this sea. That's for sure. Now Breeze sending in the 600 coin, and just a huge amount of work being put in here. You know, when you consider that he's got 28 villages, 25 of them are on food. And then we take a look at how much they're gathering. They're gathering 1.3. So these have got these steel traps, they've got the hunting dogs, then they've got the spice trade. They don't have the economic theory just yet, but they've got all those upgrades that you normally wouldn't expect a Portuguese player to have this early. Now, a little bit of miss macro coming in here from Breeze, managing to lose a couple of hussars. I think we saw 2 go down, not getting many hits in on that. The advanced trading post going to be putting out some damage onto the envoy. A single hussar now falling back for Soldier just to sort of hold back the forces, but he's got to keep in mind there are musketeers here. I'm not sure whether he's actually seen these muskets. He doesn't have a barracks out yet, so he's going to need to either choose to get a barracks out and start training some skirmishers, or he's going to have to look to age up and potentially send some from the home city, because these muskets are going to represent a real threat for him. He's not going to be able to engage here. Potentially could call Minutemen, but I think there is a few too many muskets. Also, the villagers managing to get inside the town center. I think all of them were safe. I heard one villager just get struck there. It looks like the one villager does go down. So Soldier losing one villager. He needs another 200 food at this point. Well, 214. Let's not discount that 14 food, because that can really make the difference. He's got some berries that are to the south of the town center, but unfortunately for him, they're in a bit of an awkward spot.
Yeah.
Now managing to continue taking out those muskets. He does not have town militia, keep that in mind, so he can't one-shot these musketeers. And even if he did, he couldn't one-shot them because they're not Russian musketeers. But he would be in a position right now where he could actually afford to buy food and age up. But you got to think about it, like, what's it actually going to do for him? Like, sure, he's going to age up. Is he going to go up with... He's going up with the Exiled Prince. It's good to see. Soldier infamously goes up with the halberdiers sometimes, and oh my lord, it just drives me crazy. It drives me crazy, but it's good to see that he's going up with the Exiled Prince here. So we'll take a look at his opponent. So Breeze now looking to macro up for himself and doing a really good amount of idling. We take a look at the town center. 26 villages inside this town center. Hasn't sent the 4 villages from the home city, but those are just all, all villages that have been built out of that town center, and just... He doesn't even care. At this point, Breeze doesn't even care that he is, he's losing units under the town center. Because he knows all the villages are in here. He's done a loop down here. He's done a loop up to the north. You can see him going. He's like, all right, well, he's really doesn't have a problem with me idling him for this long. So, I might as well. Now, I do suspect we may actually see Swiss pikes get called. Oh my god, I hope we see the Swiss pikes get called. That would be really nice to see. Swiss pikes are quite strong in this position, I would say. Now, he was dropping a stable. He is dropping a stable. So he's going to be going double stable and skirmishers. Okay, so probably going to be looking at going for Reuters, or Reuters, as my friends in the Netherlands would say. You got to roll those R's, Drongo, and indeed we do. So now we see the Hussar looking to pick off some of the musketeers, managing to do it. Really nice micro here from Soldier. Soldier managing not to take too many hits from the muskets in melee. And this villager has come back out. I think he sent out a couple of villagers here accidentally. This villager is just... She's walling, but for whatever reason, she's walked back and forth a couple of times. So just the AI doing classic AI things. We've now got the 2 stables down. I like that he's rotated this stable. I don't know why he's rotated it. There's no other building that's been rotated here. I guess I think that's probably just accidental. But he was probably in the moment, probably just trying to jam it down. I did say that he had the stable like here initially, and then he deleted it, and then he put it down here and put it sideways. So I'm curious what his thought process is behind that. But nonetheless, the fight continues on. Oreo just doing it, like Breeze did a really good job of idling him there. So even though he's losing units, you got to keep in mind, he's losing units, but he's idling 30 villages. That's a lot of villages, man. And behind that, he's just doing his own thing. He's aging up, he's creating units, and now we see all of these. Look how many military production, or how much military production he's got behind this. He's got 2 sets of Cassadors coming out of this barracks. He's got 5 goons, as well as 5 goons coming out of here. He's going to have 20 units popping out of nowhere, just almost immediately. We watch what the Hussar do. Ready? Here they come. 3, 2, 1. Managing to get the snare off with the Explorer. The Minuteman popping out as well. Really, really nice pop here from Breeze. 5 Dragoons. Are they going to be popping out at this town center? I hope so. They do indeed pop out at this town center. Probably on the wrong side. Need to be blocking out here for the Cassadors. Cassadors don't do particularly well in melee. They've only got 5 hand attack. Probably need a little bit of a buff on that one. And nonetheless, the fight still continues on. I definitely think that he's in a wonderful position. Amazing pop. Now the second town center that's up in the forward positions also managed to get out some militiamen. A huge batch. So there's 12 in total, and just absolute defense right here. That was incredible. That was really well played. The Hussars also coming in. They were initially down in the south. They managed to come all the way up to the top. And a massive swing. An incredible swing. 20 units popping out in just an instant. The 10 Cassadors that we saw from the barracks, the 5 Dragoons from the stable, and then the 5 Dragoons from the home city. Now, he's shipping 8 Cassadors, so in a really, really good position at this point. We can't actually see scores. Let's put the scores on. Hold on a minute. There we go. Now we've got the scores on. So Oreo ahead just a little bit. Apologies for not having that score up any earlier. I was doing some recording and did take up the scoreboard, so that's why you can't, or you couldn't have seen it earlier. So 8 Cassadors up now, 40 villages, and take a look, this perfect macro. I say perfect because you don't have any villages on wood, and that just feels really good not to have any villages on wood. You don't have to worry about wood. Now, he does have all of his teepees that are on wood, and they're going to be doing it, but when you don't have to research those wood upgrades, or you don't have to worry about wood, it feels really nice to be able to do that. And that's exactly what he's going to be doing in this position here. He doesn't actually have any villages on wood, so I can't check whether he's got gang saw or if he's got log fume or anything like that, but I suspect he probably doesn't. Villagers in quite an exposed position here. Villagers to the north also getting harassed by the Hussar. Hussar's quite low health though. If we take a look, the Hussar was on 52 HP after managing to get away. Now dropping down a house for some additional line of sight. Those Castadors coming out of the barracks, and Breeze definitely putting on the hurt right now to Soldier. Soldier's still pulling ahead in score. I mean, they're about the same. Soldier sort of, Breeze just flipping back. We take a look now. 9 veteran Dragoons out. This is going to be enough to be able to hold off any potential attack when it comes to, you know, Hussars or anything like that. He is aware of the double stable. Not because he scouted it, but because of how many Hussars there were. There was just a huge amount of them. And now it looks like, I don't think a villager did manage to go down. He is just butting it with the rifle of the villagers and taking down the Hussars. So now sending in the 2 organ guns as well. So Soldier on the back line here. He's got a whole bunch of Reuters. 35 Reuters, so quite a decent amount. When it comes to skirmishes though, only 5 skirmishes. Does have the resources to do a cav switch here. I say cav switch, but it's not really a switch, is it? Because, you know, you got to remember, you know, this is all, he's at double stable for a while now. So very, very curious to see. I like this play though, the double stable. A lot of people don't expect the double stable play. Stable is quite strong when you go double stable, because if you have more Hussars than your opponent can deal with, you just win the fight. It's very simple, because like when you consider the Castador, they've got quite a low melee attack, and they're just not going to do very well against Hussars. So I'm definitely an advocate for buffing the melee attack of the Castador. Also researching the veteran Hussars now. So shipping 5 from the home city. I really like this from Soldier. Not really going with a big mass of Hussars. With skirmishes. Typically, you'd see a Dutch player going for about, you know, 25, 30 skirmishes and then be finishing it out there. But only 5 skirmishes at the moment. Queuing up another 6th skirmish. I'm probably going to be trying to max that one out and get a batch of 5 out. Now the 5 Hussars are here. 12 veteran Hussars in total. 2 more in queue. Let's take a look back at Breeze. Look at the population difference. Despite the scores being relatively even, look at the population difference. We've got 155 population against 109. Now, keep in mind, a lot of those are villagers. So 20 of those are going to be villagers. When we look at Soldier, he's got 5 banks, and those represent 4 villages each. So that's a total of 20 villages. So you could add, you know, another 20 population to that. But you know, we've also got for Breeze on the other side, we've got a whole bunch of trading posts that are essentially doing the same thing because they're all on wood. So it's a significant amount of resources that are coming in right now for Breeze. And definitely that is reflected in the score, now pulling up almost about 2k, getting the Dragoon combat card. Not only does it upgrade the Dragoons, it also upgrades the Hussars. So if he does wish to switch into melee units from the stable, he will be able to do that. Organ Gun's now going down in a bit of an awkward spot here. He needs to be careful. Dragoon's coming over to cover for him. He's got 19 Dragoons, as well as 32 Castadors. The 2 Organs still at the front. Looks like they're going to be able to get picked off by the Reuter. The Hussars managing to come around, engaging in melee combat with the veteran Castadors. Hussars now also engaging on top of the Dragoons. Some skirmishes pushing up for Soldier, managing to take pot shots off at the Dragoons himself. All of the Reuters now engaging in melee combat with the Castador. Soldier definitely appreciating that the melee combat isn't too good for the Castadors and really doing work here. It looks like he's actually coming out in quite a good position. Let's switch to his perspective. He's got 27 Reuters still and 10 skirmishes in the back. Only 4 Hussars left, but the Dragoon mass is managing to stabilize for Breeze at this point. So Breeze has sent that Dragoon combat from the home city. His Dragoons are going to be doing a lot more work than, say, a Dutch Reuter, because I don't think the Dutch Reuters have got cav combat. They do not indeed have cav combat yet, so that's going to be providing 15% attack and damage, or attack and health, but it hasn't arrived just yet. So I would definitely say that was quite a good fight for Soldier, considering the fact that he was down relatively, significantly in score. He's managed to even it up, close the gap by a couple thousand, so looking pretty good at this point. Hussar's now going to come back and deal with the Explorer of Breeze, and we take a little bit of a break in the action, a bit of a lull, I would say. Breeze definitely in a wonderful spot at this point. All 3 of his TPs are now on coin. He's got plenty of population space, maxing it out at 205. So he did pick up that treasure in the beginning of the game that gave him that extra 5 population. The veteran Dragoons, he's got a massive 21 veteran Dragoons. Let's take a look what he's going to send now. I would suspect probably going to be sending in the chest of 1,000 coin. What's he going with? Nope. Oh, okay. He cancelled it and he went with my advice. Good thinking, Breeze. That's a great choice. When you've got this many villagers that are all gathering on food, it makes a lot of sense to be picking up 1,000 coin from the home city. because it's just going to enable you to max out your units. You know, we already see that he's at 146 population at this point. With that 1,000 coin, he's going to be able to push out even more Cazadors. He's going to be able to push out even more Dragoons. You know, we're going to see 2 batches of Cazadors and a single batch of Dragoons extra with that. So, good stuff to see. Being very aggressive with his villagers as well. If we take a look at Soldier's perspective, he's really not, you know, moving anywhere out near the edges of his base. Whereas, like, if we look at Breeze's perspective, he is literally mining on Soldier's map, on Soldier's coin mine. And that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel good. I mean, he probably doesn't know about it, but I mean, he will eventually. Doing a really good job. But now we've got the Reuters moving in on top. Reuters looking to engage on top of the Cazadors. Once again, Hussars mixed in with them. So very, very cheeky. It looks like the skirmishers don't appear to be getting snared. They're just being caught behind. A couple of Reuters back here as well. But a really nice position for Breeze this time. His Cazadors have been managed to be sort of just kept in the back, and as a result it means that the Dragoons are going to be tanking a lot of the damage. Not too many Reuters for Soldier either, and now it's going to be Skirm versus Cazador. And I tell you what, when it comes to these two units fighting, let's compare the statistics. I mean, let's not look at hand attack, okay? That's probably not something that we should be considering here. Look at the range resist. We've got that 45% range resist up against the 30% range resist, so an extra 15% range resist, and it does make all the difference when you really do look you know, at the amount of damage that's coming out here. Looks like we've got potential. Is that a trading post right there? Are these units stuck? What's going on right now? Okay, Soldier managing to pull the units out of the Mango Grove that did look like it had gotten a couple units stuck in it. Putting a little bit of hurt onto this trading post as well. Moving his villagers out, recognizing that he's got to get his natural resources. I don't know whether he's finished this coin mine. Let's go take a look. He hasn't finished the coin mine, but he wants a hunt. Now spots all the villagers from Breeze. Breeze now's got to be careful because there's more Hussars coming in, but the Hussars fall back. Hussars potentially going to be coming down here. Oh my gosh, look at the size of this this economic force down here to the south. I know that we've got a fight going up, but I'm so interested by the villagers. And still the fight continues raging on. We've got 32 skirmishers for Soldier up against them, the 31 Cazadors, so very, very even fight. A bit of a dance going down on the back line. Not sure if you guys caught that. I caught that, that's for sure. Now the veteran Hussars moving out. Got the Explorer being brought back. Probably going to be moving in melee mode. Just to do a bit of tanking here. Going to enable him to push back the fight. Down to 21 Cazadors now at this point. We take a look. Still 31 veteran skirmishers for Soldier. So Soldier definitely pulling ahead here. When we take a look at scores, we can see a 3k difference beginning to burgeon. We've now got villagers being pulled. The villagers have been pulled for Breeze. Breeze pulling it in and saying, you know what? I need my villagers in here. I need them to tank because I'm losing. I don't have a lot of skirmishers. We've got Soldier with 23 villagers, but Soldier's pulling his villagers as well. Look at all the villagers that are coming up now, and a whole bunch of units coming out for Breeze. We've got 30 Cazadors. We've got 18 Dragoons. This is a huge mass for Breeze, and he's getting absolutely on top of it. I don't think that Soldier's going to be able to win this. There's too many villagers in the mix. They're just not. The villagers came in too late. The villager swing was just too damn late. Soldier, what are you doing, mate? Get your villagers out of there. And the mass is just way too big at this point. Breeze definitely doing it very, very, very well. Now got his Dragoons right in the face of these skirmishers, blocking their retreat, preventing them from coming back, and Soldier calls the good game. So very well played to Breeze. Really well played to Soldier. A wonderful game. I love the villager pulls at the end of the game, and incredible stuff right there. Really nice to see. And fellas, I hope you've enjoyed the game. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.